What's going on YouTube? Your boy Ahmed back with another video. I hope everybody's having a great day. I am having a fantastic day because I've got a coffee in my hand and Rachel's here. She's hiding again. But we're just gonna kick it, have a catch up, drink some coffee, and then I'm gonna head to the gym to show you guys what I do to sculpt these magnificent snaky legs of mine. Ah! Shit! Whose idea was it to have a glass table? I can't see it. So, Rachel can't get an actual dog because she'll kill it. So she's got 3 fake dogs. And she sits here and eats Quality Street at 3 in the afternoon. This is a problem. She's got even more dogs. Right, okay. Now it's time to leave Rachel. I'm gonna head to the gym, so I'll see you guys at the gym. Say bye-bye, Rachel. Bye. Right, so I'm gonna run through just a couple of the exercises that I'll do for my knee and ankle stability. I just want to preface this video by explaining that I'm not a personal trainer. It's just the knowledge and the information that I've built up over the years, having to deal with different injuries, I want to pass on to you guys because I've taken this information from various different trusted sources such as my personal trainers or anybody who does know their stuff, and I've adapted it to suit my training and to help me with my injuries, both combating and preventing. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Right, so the first exercise that we're going to run through, you're ideally going to need a ladder for this, but if you don't have access to a ladder, that's not a problem. You can still use anything to set markers just so that you know where you're going to be placing your feet. So first of all, you're going to want to start at the base of the ladder. You're just going to start putting your left foot into the middle of the first rung and then placing that same foot on the outside of the rung, and then you're going to put your right foot in and then out, and then you're going to do that going all the way to the end of the ladder. And then once you reach the end of the ladder, you're going to do the exact same thing but moving backwards. Normally I'll do this for around a minute. I'll set a minute timer and I'll just keep going until I get to the end. You can either do this at the pace that I'm doing it, you can do it a little bit slower, you can do it a little bit faster. It just depends on what your body is capable of doing without wearing yourself out too much so you can't complete the minute. You shouldn't be doing an exercise to the extent where you cannot finish the set. The whole purpose of it is to make sure that you can finish it, and the next time you come to do it, you'll be able to do it a little bit faster with also a lot of control. Now, when I was coming back from my knee surgery and my ankle injury, this exercise in particular was my bread and butter because it worked those fast twitch muscles. It also meant that all the ligaments and tendons in the knees and the ankles were being strengthened whilst I was doing it. So moving on to the next exercise, you're going to be using a Bosu ball. Again, if you don't have access to a Bosu ball, then that's not a problem. You can just do this on flat ground, and something that I found works well, if you have a trampoline, then you can also do these exercises on a trampoline because it achieves the same effect. First of all you're going to do, you're going to stand on the Bosu ball. You can either do it with the ball on the ground or the ball facing up, whichever one you find works best for you and that gets the best results for you. This one, you're going to stand with a foot either side of the center of the Bosu, bend those knees into seated position, making sure that you keep your back straight, trying to ensure that your knees don't pass over your toes, and then back up. Now this one's great for the knee stability. If you want to up the ante with this one, you can move on to doing the exact same thing, exact same technique, but you're going to be doing it with one leg, which is a pistol squat. Now doing it as a pistol squat does make it a hell of a lot more difficult, but you also reap a hell of a lot bigger rewards. What I find works best for me is I'll do one set of around 15 to 20 reps, 2 feet, and then I'll do 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps on 1 foot. You're going to want to make sure that you use the exact same technique, trying to make sure that your knee doesn't go over your toes and keeping yourself controlled the entire time, and the leg that's not on the Bosu is going to want to be straight out in front of you like so. So the next exercise that we're going to be doing is hurdle hops. You can either do this with 2 feet or 1 feet again, but I'll be doing it with 1 foot. If you want to do it with 2 feet, then by all means do it with 2 feet, but try and follow the exact same technique that I'm explaining for the 1 foot. This is really good for all round both knee and ankle stability. You're going to start off on one leg, hop over the hurdle, trying to land on the balls of your feet and taking the impact as slowly as possible. Try not to bend your knees too much, but you also don't want to be landing on a completely straight leg because that can cause injury. You don't want to hyperextend your knee or anything like that. You can do it slowly where you land, make sure that you're controlled, and then back over or where you do the hops in quick succession. So you take off, and then the second you land on the balls of your feet, you're already attempting to take off and jump backwards back over the hurdle. Now, 1 rep is both forwards and back over the hurdle, so I'll normally try and do 8 to 10 reps for 3 sets. I highly recommend you try this one out. Okay, so a very similar exercise for the next one, and you're going to want to follow the exact same technique that you would have done for the previous one, but you're just going to do it sideways instead. You can try it both going slowly and controlled, or you can try and do it as fast as possible. Just making sure you're completing the entire set and doing it with the correct technique. So start off slowly and then build up the pace as you're getting used to the movement. Okay, so the next exercise that we're going to be running through, you're going to need a ladder for. Again, if you don't have access to a ladder, then you can even use the slabs in your garden or slabs in your kitchen or whatever the case may be. Just try and use anything that you have available to you. So you're going to be facing side on to the ladder, and then all you're going to do is hop to the first rung of the ladder, making sure that you're landing on the balls of your feet first, nice and controlled. You don't want to be hopping around when you land. You want to make sure that you land on the balls of your feet, slowly control it down to your heel, that you can then control the takeoff for the next one. So you're going to hop into the first rung, then you're going to hop back to the start, and then you're going to hop to the second rung, then you're going to hop back to the start, and then you're going to do that for as far as you can go. Once you get to the final rung that you're going to jump to, you're then going to jump to the final rung again one more time, and then go back down, go into the third, second, and first. Now this one is really good for, again, both knee and ankle stability. It makes sure that you're used to controlling the landing, even if you're landing on a side-on position. So it strengthens all the little ligaments and tendons, both again in your knees and your ankles. And it works both sides, as you can see. I'll normally do this 5 to 7 times, and I'll normally do that for 3 sets. So moving on to the final exercise, it's just some standing plyo jumps. So you're gonna wanna stand with your legs around shoulder width apart. You can start off doing it 2 feet or 1 feet, whichever one you feel comfortable. And what you're gonna do is make sure that you bend your knees, hop up onto the box, landing on the balls of your feet, and then slowly dropping down onto your heels, and then you're gonna jump off the other side of the box using the same technique. Try not to bend your knees too much, but again, try not to keep those legs completely straight and locked. You're gonna do the exact same thing, but jumping backwards. So you need to work out what sort of height you want the box to be, because if it's too high, you're gonna end up falling over and making a fool of yourself, and that is the last thing that you want. If you're doing the same thing one-footed, then you're gonna follow the exact same technique, just trying to make sure that you're not hopping around on that foot and you're landing safely and controlled. Again, this is really good for the knee stability, but I really feel this one in my ankles as I'm taking the bare brunt of the landing with the balls of my feet, which flexes the calves and ensures that you're strengthening everything from the Achilles to all the little ligaments in your ankles. Right, so I hope that was useful for you guys. As I said, I'm not a personal trainer, I haven't studied this. This is just information that I've built up over the years, and I want to pass it on to you guys. Before you do any of these exercises, I want you to make sure that you're fully warmed up, because I don't want anybody coming and commenting on my videos saying that you've got injured. So if you do get hurt doing this somehow, then I take no responsibility. I can't stress enough the importance of injury prevention and injury combat. I know what it's like to be injured. I've had some pretty severe injuries over the past couple of years, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. If you can prevent injury from happening in the first place, then I highly recommend you do, because I know the second you do get injured, you're going to be beating yourself up thinking, I wish I'd have just done a couple of things to help prevent injury. Your body will benefit so strongly from it that you just feel like a fool to not do it. I've actually reached 1,500 subscribers, so thank you ever so much for any of you guys that have recently subscribed, and thank you for any of my previous subscribers. I really appreciate you guys following me along this journey, and I hope this video helps you with your knee and ankle conditioning. If you have any questions about any of the exercises that I did, then drop them in the comments for me. If you want to see more content like this, or like any of the other videos that are on my channel, then don't forget to subscribe. I upload every single day. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Much love. Peace.